Hi, this is Francis Erdis. When you are angry or upset with something or with someone, I'll show you very nice application in this video with how you can calm down in the first moment and also how you can make peace with yourself. For example, if a project doesn't go right or if something takes longer than expected or you're really upset with someone, well, you often cannot really change the situations that come up in your life, but you are always in charge at how you react. And the very first thing I do when I wake up upset or I wake up like getting up on the wrong foot, that's a saying here in German, I think you have it in English too, don't you? And then, for example, in the morning, I looked into my emails last night and then I got a little bit angry with the project I'm working at, and it takes so long and I was so impatient. And then it's so interesting what you what you get into at nighttime. It goes with you into your dreams, and you have about the same feeling when you wake up. If you don't clear your energy, if you don't release those emotions. So that was how I felt this morning. So I thought upon waking up, all right, that's the feeling right now, fine. Sometimes you feel like fantastic when you get up. Sometimes you feel upset or angry about something. So it comes and goes in waves, or like the Buddha says, it's like the wind. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you feel upset. So I thought this morning, what do I do with that? Because that's what's really important, right? So the first thing, and I really hope you can understand me clearly here, it's like I'm still at the Baltic Sea here, and I hope the music is not too loud. They start fitness class around here, which is nice, people moving, but I hope the music is not too loud. Anyway, I chose a very vast view for you today. It's by the ocean and it's a lake here. And the stillness of the water and the peacefulness of the sunset, it really calms down the mind. And that's one of the first things I do when I get angry or upset. First of all, take a deep breath and inwardly take a step back. So you are not in direct or blind reaction mode, but you just breathe for yourself and you just reconnect to your inner peace. And then what I also love to do, because very often when we get caught up in emotions, we kind of get caught up in that little box. And one of my spiritual teachers has said, whenever you get angry, whenever you feel you get into that small emotional box and you get upset about something, ask yourself, what is bigger? Is that problem bigger, or my emotion, or my inner peace and my joy? That's a very useful question I often use in those situations. And then I just look around where I have a very vast view, just like here, and I just expand my view. I get out of that little box asking myself, is the problem bigger than myself, than my inner peace, than my integrity? Or am I like a bigger person, energy-wise and mission-wise? What's more important right now? Going into that blind reaction, stuffing yourself into that little box, or going out of it and expanding your view? Because there are always different views and always something you can learn from really any kind of situation. So that's the first thing I do. And then there's a very ancient ritual. You might have seen it in one of my videos. And please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear, because they are starting a fitness class here and tuning up the music. But still, let's do this ancient ritual together. It's the ancient ritual of Ho'oponopono, which comes from the Hawaiian kahuna. And long before I ever went to Hawaii, I got to know Ho'oponopono. Because when something goes wrong, when you get upset with a situation or a person, first of all, it's good to set it right, like outwardly. if you can settle it with that person, or if you can change something in the situation, if something needs to be said more clearly, for example, then you should do that, of course. And the other part is the inner work. Are you really at peace with that project or with that person? Because arranging things outwardly very often brings the energy into the flow again, but then what about your inner peace? So I learned that upon waking up today, which was very interesting. Every time I travel, I learn so many things. You know, when you probably have that in your life as well, when you look around, when you have good friends and family and people who kind of mirror you or who help you along and inspire you, they often mirror like what they see in that situation, and then you have different views, which is fantastic. So throughout the day, and after meditating, taking a good run with nice music and a dive into the ocean today, I already felt so much better. And then I accompanied the whole thing with Ho'oponopono. And just in case you don't know it yet, let's do it together. It's 4 simple sentences that you repeat, not like a parrot, not mechanically, but you really feel it in your heart. And that might take a little bit of practice. And I encourage you to practice, because whatever you have in your life, a person, a situation you haven't forgiven yet, that still makes you upset, it's good to make inner peace with it. Because otherwise you invest all that energy or that emotion, which could otherwise flow into more creative directions. So let's do it together, and I have a special guest again today, the special essential oil blend, very fragrant blend called Forgiveness. Well, I think the name says it all. And what you will smell first out of the bottle is Melissa. It's a blend of different oils, but what really stands out here is the essential oil of Melissa. And Melissa is a lady when it comes to harvesting the plant. And Melissa is a lady who guides you, who helps you to cleanse your energy field. Because let's be honest, when you get into some kind of reaction, emotion, you get upset about something, you invest yourself emotionally, you are in that energy of feeling stuck, feeling upset in that little box. And sometimes you even pick up energies from the whole thing, from the whole situation or person. So first of all, just like I showed you yesterday with having a clear head and clarity, it's good to have clarity at first. So Melissa helps you to cleanse your energy field, to be in your own energy again, from whatever you have loaded on your shoulders from that situation or person that made you upset, that kind of provoked that reaction within you, because everyone is just mirroring. And the way we react, that's what's really important. So first of all, clearing that energy field, your own energy field, that's most important. Because remember the last time someone was grumpy with you, or you were grumpy yourself, who was suffering the most? Probably you, or the person being grumpy. Now the animals get really close here. So it's good if you are the person being grumpy or in that state of not being able to forgive, then it's good to clear your own energy and to be at peace with yourself again. That's why Melissa is a big part in this oil blend, Forgiveness. So if you have forgiveness there, take a drop now, please. If you have any other oil, take a drop of that, but forgiveness is really the best one for this. Apply it on your belly button, because energetically that's a very good spot for the energy of forgiveness and also letting go. And the flies here, or mosquitoes, like it as well. But, well, let me show you before we get into Ho'oponopono. Do you see that? It's so beautiful. Yay, that's the sunset. So let's turn around for the peaceful sunset here to do Ho'oponopono together. Because one thing is to look at a vast space, the other thing is to meditate on the sunset because it has so much peace. And I hope you can hear me right with the music, but let's go through Ho'oponopono together. Put your nose into your fragrant hands, because having a good fragrance like Melissa, like the forgiveness oil blend, which is especially for forgiveness, that brings you out of your thinking mind into feeling again, reconnecting with that feeling, and then finally being able to release it, to transform it. So just take a deep breath out of your fragrant hands, or without your hands if you don't have an oil. Just take a few deep breaths, and if there was something that upset you today, take a little bit more accentuated breath out, because that's where you have the ability to release, to let go. So let's do that together. 3 focused breaths, and if you have been upset, breathe out a little bit stronger. And then we'll speak the 4 sentences together and try to really feel it in your heart. Might take a little bit of practice, but give it your best. Right, the first one is, I love you. You can close your eyes, smell the oil, and just repeat, I love you. I love you. I love you. I take a breath from my fragrant hands in between. The second one is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. You can put your hand over your heart as well. And then, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take another deep breath, and you might want to repeat that, and just before your inner eye, visualize that person, that situation that made you really angry, that upset you. And I often do it with different persons who are involved in the situation, or even a project, for example. And then when I have done that round of Ho'oponopono with one person or 2 or the whole situation or all at once, then I go to myself as well and do the Ho'oponopono with myself, like on myself. I visualize myself as a person, because the hardest part when we forgive is often to forgive ourselves, to not be too hard on ourselves, and to finally let go and let things flow again. So I hope this helped you today. Maybe you had a day like I this morning, getting up on the wrong foot, and then you finally managed to get it all together again, to be in that good energy, to have that inner peace, and to reconnect with yourself no matter how you wake up, no matter what happens, because that's what you can always control, not what happens to you, but the way you react. And whenever you get up on the wrong foot or something upsets you, it's always in your power how you react and what you make of it. So just as a little inspiration today, and if you don't have the oil blend forgiveness, this has been so useful for me over the years in order to really go into that feeling of forgiveness, not just thinking it, not just mentally rehearsing it, or not just repeating it like a robot, but really going into that feeling. If you don't have it, send me a message, and you can also go to my website livefragrantly.com for that. And I'll turn around again so you have this vast view and not so many people in the view. So just send me a message and I'll send you some forgiveness, so you can just take a deep breath and enjoy it. Alright, enjoy the application. If you've done Ho'oponopono before, let me know of your experiences. Just write it in the comments here. If you've done it for the first time, write in the comments here how you feel. Give me some feedback, and otherwise, happy implementing. I wish you a peaceful evening, peaceful sunset, and I'll see you back tomorrow.